Okay. In the last class, our discussion was about long transition lines, and now let us focus on an important point, which is the power flow through a transition line. Okay. So we are going to discuss about the power flow through a transition line. So if I ask you what is the equation for power, you will say it is voltage into current, or it is V voltage into current into power factor, right? Or if it is root three phase power, it is equal to root 3 times VL IL cos phi. If it is if I am talking about active power, reactive power is root 3 VL IL sin phi. These all things are non-due, but that is not the way I am going to treat that problem now. My intention is to write the power flow equations in terms of A, B, C, D parameters. Okay, to write the equation in terms of A, B, C, D parameters. So that is what I am going to do. Okay, so in here I have a system where what Vs is the sending end voltage and Vr is the receiving end voltage. Is is the sending end current and IR is the receiving end current. So this is my system, right? So for the system, if you remember, in terms of ABCD parameter, the first equation I can write Vs is equal to what? AVR plus BIR. Right? Vs is equal to AVR plus BIR. From this, I can reduce the equation for what? I can reduce the equation for IR. Right? I can reduce it. What is IR then? IR is given by Vs minus AVR divided by B. Right. So this is an important equation. So current, receiving and current I can write as Vs minus AVR by B. I have told you that when you are taking a general case, your ABCD parameters all are complex numbers, right? So when you are taking a general case, your ABCD parameters are complex numbers. So in this equation here, let us take all of these elements in terms of polar form. Okay, so I am going to write my Vs is equal to magnitude of Vs with an angle of delta. Okay. Vs is equal to what? Sending end voltage is Vs with an angle of delta, and Vr, that is what I am going to take as reference. So Vr is at what? Is at an angle of 0 degree. This is at an angle of delta degrees, and this is at an angle of 0 degree. So the receiving end voltage is my reference here. So Vr angle 0. Similarly, my A parameter, as I said, ABCD parameter is a complex number. So my A parameter I am taking as modulus of A, angle is taken as alpha. Similarly, my B parameter I am going to mark it as what? Modulus of B at an angle of beta. Okay. So these are my parameters. So if I apply this thing here, let us write this current equation in what? In the polar form. Okay, I am going to write my current equation in terms of in the polar form. So if I do so, what will happen? If I do so, my equation for IR will become what? Vs minus AVR. So it is what? Vs only. Vs angle delta, right? Minus what? AVR. A means what? Modulus of A, right? VR. So since VR angle is 0, A angle only will come when it is multiplication alpha plus 0. So it is alpha only. A VR angle alpha divided by what? Divided by B modulus of B angle beta. Right. So that is my equation. So if I just when in polar form, when you have division, then angle will become what? Delta minus beta. So that if I add here, my current IR will be given by what? Modulus of Vs by B, right? Modulus of Vs by B angle delta minus modulus of A VR divided by B, right? Already an alpha is there, so what? Angle alpha minus beta. Clear? So that is my equation for current. So what is the what is complex power? The complex power, right? This also I think is non-due, or it is non-due. So what is meant by complex power? Complex power is given by VRIR conjugate, right? When you are expressing complex power, it is what? Or complex power means what? PR plus JQR, right? Means what? The receiving end power and receiving end active power as well as receiving and reactive power, it is given by VRIR conjugate. Understood? So complex power is given by PR plus JQR, which is equal to VRIR conjugate. So if I apply that, already we know receiving and voltage VR. So IR is here. So IR conjugate means what? Conjugate means what? This delta will become minus delta, and this will become what? Beta minus alpha. Right? Means that is what happened for a conjugate in polar form. So once we apply that, what we will have? Our equation for power, our equation for complex power will be what? Our equation for complex power, or here I can write PR plus JQR. That is the complex power. Active power plus reactive power. This is in quadrature with active power, which is equal to what? VR. So VR, what is modulus of VR? VR only, where VR angle 0. So we can just apply that to this equation. IR is what? IR conjugate is whatever we have with an angle inverse here. So what I can write here? Sorry, yeah, here I have one delta minus beta. I'm sorry. So here what will happen here? This B's angle will be there, so delta minus beta will be there. So VR into Vs divided by B. Angle is, what is the angle? Angle is, really it is delta minus beta, but once we take conjugate of that, it will become beta minus delta, right? Minus modulus of A. VR has come twice, so A VR square by B. Angle will become what? The reverse, inverse of that. So beta minus alpha. Okay. Here you will have beta minus delta, and there you have beta minus alpha. So this is the equation for. So this is the equation for power, right? This is the equation for what power? This is called as complex power, right? Complex power, which has two parts. One is the active power and another one is the reactive power. That is equal to Vs VR by B angle beta minus delta minus A VR square by B angle beta minus alpha, right? So this is in polar form, and if I want to write the active and reactive power in terms of the sending and receiving it and the ABCD parameters, I can write PR means what? Whatever be this thing, cosine of that will give me the active power PR. So what is that? I have to take cosine of the first part and then second part. So Vs VR divided by B into what? The cos of what? Cos of the angle beta minus delta. So that is the first part, minus what? A VR square by B cos of the angle what? Cos of beta minus alpha. So that is my active power equation. Similarly, QR, these are both at what? These are both at the receiving end. These are both expressed at the receiving end. So similarly, QR will be given by what? Vs VR divided by B into the sine component, right? PR means in this complex number, first part will be the what? The cosine of this whole thing, and second part will be the sine of this whole thing. So Vs VR by B into sine of beta minus delta minus AVR square divided by B into sine of beta minus alpha, right? So this way, this is the equation for receiving and active power as well as reactive power when you are considering, when you are writing your power flow equation in terms of sending and receiving and as well as this ABCD parameters. Here we are using A parameter and B parameter, right? So this is the equation. Clear? Now let us get a bit more understanding into this. As you can see, this complex power is expressed as what? It is expressed as the summation or what the summation of what? Two phases. One is Vs VR by B angle beta minus delta, and another is what? A VR square B angle beta minus alpha. There is a negative sign here, right? Or if you take this part here, it will become what? PR plus JQR, which is what? The receiving end power plus some phasor equal to another phasor. So it is expressed as a phasor sum, and PR plus JQR, right? So active power and reactive power, and you have a phase. You are drawing a phasor in what? In the power domain. Okay. So under that condition, let us make a phasor diagram here. Okay. And but here my axes are what? Two axes are there. One is what? The active power. So this is in watts, and this is in what? Volt active, reactive, right? Watts. That is how we represent reactive power. If we draw in terms of this, we have two phases. One is what one phase's magnitude is Vs Vr by B into angle beta minus delta. Another one is what A Vr square B into angle beta minus delta. Okay. So first let me take this one beta minus alpha. First if I draw A Vr square by B, let us draw like this. So this is my A Vr square by B. Okay, A Vr square by B. At what angle it is there? A Vr square by B. That is at an angle of what? It is at an angle of what? It is at an angle of what? Beta minus alpha. So at this angle you have your A Vr square by B. As I told you earlier, if I take this one to here, what will become? This vector plus this vector, this phasor plus what? The complex power phasor will give you this one. So what is the angle of this one? The magnitude of this part Vr Vs by B, angle beta minus delta, that will come like this. So if this vector, this is what Vr Vs divided by B. B. Okay, this is having the magnitude of Vs Vr by B, right? So this at an angle of what? This angle will be given by beta minus delta. Okay, this is at an angle of beta minus alpha, and this at an angle of what? Beta minus delta. Under the condition, if I now what? Vs Vr by B or at this angle plus Pr plus jQr will give me this vector. So what will be my complex power? My complex power will come as a phasor like this. So this is my complex power, PR plus JQR. Okay, modulus of that. That this length will be the modulus of PR plus JQR, and in our axis of active and reactive power here, this angle here, this is called as what? The power factor angle theta, which will be again the angle between voltage and current phases. But here this angle theta is what? This will be the reference watt axis. This will be the angle theta, which will give you the complex power. Clear? So this has an application. So what in this diagram what we are doing is that we are taking this equation. Anyhow, we have seen that this PR plus JQR can be expressed as a phasor. Vs Vr by B at a magnitude and angle. So this is again a phasor and this also is a phasor. So we are representing it as a phasor sum here. What? The complex power, right? So if we add Vs Vr by B at an angle of beta minus alpha plus Vr plus JQR at an angle of theta R, we will get the total phasor, right? Using this, we are going to develop a power diagram. How we are developing the power diagram, we will see. So how can we develop the power diagram? Okay, so now our interest is to develop this power diagram. It is very easy. What we are going to do is that we will take the same thing, but we will take the same diagram, but we have to make this PR plus JQR residing at the origin. Understood? This PR plus JQR should what? Come to the origin. So for that we will take the whole thing down. We can do so in phasor domain or in any vector. We can change its position so that our reference will become what? So that what? From our origin we can start our complex power. So that way I am going to redraw this thing. Okay. So I am going to erase this part. I think you are having an idea already. I am just going to take this to here, so that whenever I am taking it to origin, what will happen? Similarly, these faces also will go down. So let us see what is going to happen. What is going to happen? Okay. So what we are going to discuss is the power diagram. We are going to discuss the power diagram. Okay. So how can I draw the power diagram? Same similar manner only. First let us draw this axis here, right? This axis here, and now my active power. What is my interest? I am going to my active power residing like this. Okay, so this is my active power, the magnitude of that residing at an angle of what? Theta r. Right. So if that has to reside like that, my other phasors should go what? It was here once, but now what will happen? It will come like this. Right. So this will be my this will be my modulus of A V R square divided by modulus of B. That will be this vector, right? And the other part means what Vs VR by B, that will come from, means this origin will become this here. Okay, wow. Okay, means from this origin I have taken into this position. Okay, similarly, what will happen? Similarly, your this Vs VR by B also will take this position. So this will be modulus of Vs VR divided by B. I think you are just clear to it. I have just taken down all the vectors like this. This diagram is what is called as the power diagram. Okay, so that your PR plus JQR will reside on what? On this origin part. Okay, this is in watts and this is in what? This is in volt ampere reactive. One axis for active power, another axis for reactive power. This is in watts and this is in volt ampere reactive. Now, one interesting point here is that here also you can mark if this was what, if it has on the other hand, means when it was upper side, this have given you what, beta minus alpha. So similarly, the opposite angle here, this will be what, this will be the beta minus alpha, and this angle, okay, whatever we made up for this angle will be what, this will be my beta minus delta. Okay, so these two angles become this way. So once you know this Vs, Vr and B angles, you can have this, draw this diagram. And another interesting part now we are going to see is that if I am keeping my modulus of Vs, modulus of Vr as a constant, and since I have my ABCD parameter, they are not going to change for a transition line. So if I keep this sending end, receiving end, and what the ABCD parameter, or I am not changing transition line. For a particular transition line, your ABCD parameter remains the same. So it is not going to change. Vs and Vr, if I am keeping constant, then what the power flow will depend? Power flow will depend only on load. Right, Vs, Vr and B are constant. So power flow will depend only on load. Right. So under that condition, let us see. If Vs, Vr and B are constant, as you can see, this one here, okay, this particular vector, the magnitude of this one can never change. Right. So the magnitude of this one can never change if I am keeping the receiving and sending end magnitudes constant. Okay. So under that condition, this PR plus JQR have to follow a locus of a circle with a radius of what? Vs, Vr by B. So with that in mind, I can draw that circle here. Okay, that circle will look something like this. Right. That circle will look something like this. So this is the circle. Okay. And this particular diagram is now called as power diagram. So what is the condition? When my sending end, receiving end and voltages are constant, then this value Vs, Vr by B cannot change. So if at all my load is changing, your PR plus JQR can move, but keeping the Vs, Vr by B axis constant. So with that understanding, I can say that your PR plus JQR that should move on the circle with its radius as what? Vs, Vr by B, magnitude of Vs, Vr by B. Understood? So that is what you can understand from this figure, and that is the way this power diagram is normally used to understand how much active and reactive power is there. It means this diagram also shows that for a particular value of PR, you should definitely have what? Some QR. For having a particular value of active power, you should have some reactive power also, right? So if you see this thing, you can see that the maximum, there is a maximum limit at which you will have your maximum active power, right? So how can we get into that? Means this axis, if you see, what will happen? Your PR plus JQR can take these all forms, right? It can take these all forms. So once the maximum will be what? Maximum will be whenever this is reaching. This is reaching up to here. 1 second. So the power maximum, that is what I want to discuss. So I have written the equation for PR, which is given by what? Which is given by Vs Vr by B cos of beta minus delta minus A V R square divided by B cos of beta minus alpha. So if our sending and receiving end voltages are kept constant, under a condition, this A V R square by B and even its angle, this part of this phasor it is going to remain the same all throughout this operation. Right. So with respect to load or with respect to whenever your load is changing, what is going to change is the first part, which is what Vs VR by B cos of beta minus delta. Right. So this is the first part is what is going to change. So if we are thinking about maximizing the power, we are thinking about what? Maximizing this part of the equation, what Vs VR by B into cos of beta minus delta, because this part is anyhow going to remain the same. So under that condition, this Vs VR by cos beta minus delta, where it will become maximum? Whenever your cos of this angle that becomes 1, or cos of that angle become 1 means what? Your beta minus delta will be 0. Or this is your beta minus delta, right? This is your beta minus delta. Or whenever this phasor comes to this way, then what will happen? Your PR value, okay, your PR plus JQR value will be this, right? Your PR plus JQR value will be this, and if you take its P value, this will be what? Your PR. Okay, so that maximum value at this particular maximum, this will be the maximum value. Afterwards, if you see, if I increase beta minus again if I increase that value, what will happen? This can be here, right? So what will happen if it is here? Then again, what will happen? Your PR is going to reduce only. This will be the maximum position when your beta minus delta is 0, where you will have maximum active power delivered, right? So what will be that maximum active power delivered? That maximum active power delivered will be PR maximum, right? PR maximum will be equal to what? Vs VR divided by B. Cos of what? Beta minus delta, which has now become 1. So that is not there. Minus what? A VR square by B into what? Cos of beta minus alpha. So that will be my maximum power transfer. Okay. So this is what I want to tell you about power flow through transmission line. In this part, first we define active and reactive power in terms of ABCD parameters and sending and receiving end voltage. We derived the equation, and then we represented and we saw about the power diagram and its impedance. Understood? So this is having its various uses that we will see later, and we will discuss about the power flow through a line in more detail in the module 4, where we will be dealing about fax devices and the high voltage DC. There we will see more about this power flow through transmission line. For now, with this we are ending the second module completely. Thank you.